What's up, YouTube? It is your boy Ziggy Doom. How is everybody doing? We are getting closer and closer to the holidays. Thanksgiving is already passed. Now Christmas is coming up. I know a lot of people celebrate that. You know, it's one of those times where you want to spend with your family, give gifts and stuff like that. So that's cool. This topic today is one of those topics that I try to stay away from. But when something's on my mind, I just feel like I have to, present it to you guys. I usually stay away from relationships, religion, and politics because I know those topics are really sensitive to a lot of people. And one thing I don't want to do is to unintentionally offend someone. I will, however, if I strongly believe something, I will voice my opinion on it. So, and forgive me, y'all, I'm a little bit under the weather. I don't know why my voice is so hoarse, but we make do with it, right? No excuses. Y'all need the content, and I'm here to give it to y'all. I was talking to a friend of mine, and this is true about me. I definitely have been accused of living in the past, and what that means is when someone tends to always bring up the past about someone or about situations, and I think I have been guilty of that a lot of times. But people say, and you guys have all heard this, they say, your relationship shouldn't be based on your past, right? Things you've done in the past, the person you was in the past, the people you dealt with in the past. It should be a fresh start, and you should be looking towards the now and the future. That's all fine and dandy, but I disagree with that. I think a little differently. So here's my take on that, right? One of the reasons I think relationships fail, a big reason is the people aren't compatible. They think they are, but they aren't. And they don't spend enough time getting to know each other. They just kind of rush into it. They see somebody, they cute, they send a couple text messages, a couple pictures, and bam, boom, pow. Next thing you know, they in a full-blown relationship, taking pictures, whatever. And then they realize, wait a minute, this might not, things happen in a relationship and they realize this might not be the person for me, and it doesn't work out. Well, if you don't find out about a person, how can you truly know if you're compatible with them? I think things that we do in life, in other areas, should be applied to relationships. I've said this before, and people look at me like I was crazy. I think something that should be looked at in relationships is a background check. So, like, hear me out. Like, if you meet someone and, you guys talking, whatever, first of all, everyone, when you meet them, is going to be perfect. They're going to be nice. They're going to be look good, smell good. Everything's going to be perfect in the beginning. That's the sale. I don't know why people always fall for the sale in the beginning. The first date, everything's perfect. Well, how about doing your homework? And this is something I do. I haven't always done it, but I've done it over the last probably couple of years. If I talk to someone and they seem to have interest in me and I may have interest in them, I do a background check. I look the person up. I actually go and do background checks and see if they have, a criminal background, see if they are RSOs or anything like that. And that may seem a bit extreme, but you got to ask yourself, if you're going to give your time and affection and attention and energy and effort to someone, why not make sure that person is legit? Why not do that? And I mean, I get flack for it or whatever, but I do the background checks. I think what happens a lot of times, people don't want to ask a lot of questions because they don't want to seem annoying or they don't want to offend the person. But if you're going to date someone and be in a relationship with them, why not ask questions? The more questions, the better you get to know the person. And some questions may seem a bit off, but it's better to find out, to know what you're completely getting into in the beginning than later on down the road when it's too late. Now you've moved in with the person, y'all live together, y'all share bills or whatever, and then it's too late or it becomes difficult to leave that person. So for me, it's more upfront. I need to know everything. And whether you tell me or not, I'm going to do my due diligence and do background checks. Now, for people that say, don't live in the past doesn't define, here's my question to y'all. Now think about this. Think about this really hard. When you go to a job interview, right? What do? You give that job a resume, right? All of your accomplishments, all the things you've done. And the job looks at that. That resume is your work history. That is your past. So when that job looks at you, that job doesn't say, you know what? Forget what you did in the past. I'm going to hire you based on what you're telling me you're going to do in the future. Do jobs hire people like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. When you're in front of a judge, if you did something, you got in trouble for stealing or whatever, you're in front of a judge, and that judge looks at your criminal history, which is based off your past. Does that judge say, you know what? Forget your criminal history. I'm going to go off of what you're telling me you're going to do now and in the future. That's not how that works. I promise you that. When you go in a bank and you want to get a home loan or a car loan or a business loan, what do? They look at your credit history, your past. They don't say, you know what? Forget your past. I'm going to go off what you're telling me you're going to do now and in the future. I mean, we can go even further. When you want to go to college, let's say you want to go to a good school, right? What does that school look at? Your grades. Guess what? From your past, your history of grades. And that good school will not say, you know what? Forget you got all A's and B's or F's and D's, whatever. Forget none of that matters. Only thing that matters is what you tell me now and what you're going to do in the future. So if these institutions aren't that trusting of you, why would you be that trusting of a person? Why would you be that trusting of a person you plan on being in a relationship with? And I don't think people think about it that way. I think that's a little bit, that would be considered, that's a little too extra. But that's how I think. I have to be methodical with my choices because they have dire consequences. And I'm not exempt from this, okay? I'm not. Someone asks me about my past, I give them as much information as I can. They can take that information and do whatever with. But I'm not one of the people that say, oh, yeah, I've done these things in the past, but don't worry, I won't do that to you, or that won't happen to you. That's not me. You got you got my story laid out in front of you, and you take that, however you want and go from there. That's what it is. So if these things don't happen in other areas of life, jobs, home loans, good schools, why not apply that same logic to a relationship? No, it's not living in the past, but you need to know a decent amount of a person's past to have a general idea about what they may do in the future. And we all change, right? I get it, right? People can change, Ziggy, that's true. But are you willing to gamble on that? Forget what you did in the past, forget all of it. I'm going to take what I know about you right now and apply that to us and our future together. That's it. I'm not going to forget what you did in the past. None of that matters. I disagree with that logic. I think some of your past, we are by nature creatures of habit. We develop muscle memory. We do things over and over and over, and it becomes second hand to us. It becomes normal. And we are creatures of habit. So yes, we can change. People can change. But we still, it's not something that happens overnight. It takes a while. Sometimes it takes like tragedy or something major for us to really change. And as we grow, we develop, we get more mature, we realize things. But you still need to know I think you need to know about the person you're dealing with past before you take them and make them part of your future. Like, here's an example. This is one that let's say you meet someone and they're married and you still, get involved with them for whatever reasons. Okay, now you knew that person was married when you got involved with them. Whatever happened between you and that person while they were married, they were married. So now they're not married and now they're with you and then you marry them. What are the odds of them doing the exact same thing to you that they did in their first marriage? And I don't know, right? I don't know the specific number, but I think a lot of people get a little bit beside themselves and think that they are so special or so wonderful or so great that they can change the person that they deal with. Like, yeah, I know you dealt with all those people and you was married to this person, but I'm better than all that. So you're not going to do that to me because I'm better than all of that. That is not how it works. We have to be realistic with ourselves, right? When we meet someone and within a day, a week, a month, they give us everything. They move us in their house, they give us the keys in the first month, week, whatever, that's kind of red flaggish, because the way I see it is either A, that person is like desperate for some love and affection because they've been disappointed so much that they just rush into it, prematurely. So they want to hurry up and do all these great things and show you all these great things and give you everything in the beginning. They don't take their time to do their homework. That's a red flag for me. Like, so wait, you just gonna give me everything up front? I ain't have to work for nothing at all. It's a red flag for me. And people that don't like to bring up their past. People that, what does my past have to do with anything? Why you keep asking about my past? That happened so long ago. Well, I'm asking you because I want to know. That's why I'm asking you. If you have a problem with telling me about that, then that could be a potential problem later on. Relationships should be open books, right? Now, I'm not saying leave the bathroom door open while you using it open, but no locked phones, no secret passwords, all that stuff. Why? Why if we together, we're a relationship, we're a unity, right? We're a unity. So why do you have passwords that I don't know about? Not saying that I'm gonna use them, we're not saying that I need them, but why do you have those? This is just my opinion, guys. The password stuff should go out the window. Whoever you wish should be able to scroll through your phone and not have a problem with anything they see. And you shouldn't have a problem with showing them. That's like one of the biggest red flags. Now, everybody deserves some form of privacy. I agree. But in a relationship, the more privacy you have, the more problems you can create from that privacy. The more locked phones and late night random texts and all that stuff. And a lot of people, I don't know, man, they either disregard it or they just want to convince themselves that it's nothing. And that's a recipe for disaster. Then you got people that just don't know how to be single. They don't know how to be alone. They don't know how to go to bed every night by themselves. They need someone. So they're willing to compromise certain integrities for that. Hey, I'll date a married person if the trade-off is they are in my bed every other night or they send me a nice text every other night. I'll trade that off. But in my opinion, if you date a married person, you messed up from the beginning. You starting off bad. Or if you dating somebody in secret. Let's say you dating a person that you're not supposed to be dating because it could be a conflict of interest at your job or something. Well, it's already starting off wrong. It's a secret or it's taboo. So more than likely it's not gonna work. It blows my mind how many people just don't understand these things. Or you get involved with somebody who's abusive. They have an abusive past. Or they ain't even gotta have an abusive past. They abuse you. They hit you. And then they apologize and tell you they sorry. And you somehow believe it. There should be no physical assault in any relationship, first of all. So that'll be ain't no red flag for that. If you hit me, I'm gone. Like there's nothing to talk about. I'm out of here. I don't even deal with if you raise your voice too loud, I'll stop talking to you. That's just me. I don't do that. You raising your voice? Okay, well, I'm out. And that's me. That's my preference. Because I don't like chaos. I don't like nonsense. I don't like drama. I don't like extra. I don't like ghetto. I don't like any of that stuff. So, but some people do. Some people are okay with it, screaming and yelling and cursing and hitting. That becomes their normal. That's not my thing. But, once again, like I said, relationships, topics I stay away from because it's real sensitive. There's somebody out there in the YouTube world that'll watch this video and will disagree with every single thing I say. And that's fine. But you have to look at a person's past. You have to. Maybe not all of it, but you have to get some kind of idea of what you getting yourself involved with. And if you refuse to do that, ask questions, background checks, or whatever, then you could be setting yourself up for a potential disaster. Now, with everything else in this world, there's always exceptions to the rules, right? You met somebody on Tinder, y'all got married, 30 years later, y'all wealthy together, right? Like, okay, cool, that happens. Or you met a guy or girl that was married and they got divorced and they spent the rest of their life with you and y'all been happy and everything's going good. Great. But once again, these are not expectations. These are exceptions to the rule. You can't use an exception to a rule as a foundation for something. You can't say, well, I got a friend who did this, that, so it does work. No, you can't do that, man. It's all about odds and probability. And people that know me know I'm a numbers guy. I'm a 1, 2, 3 guy. That's all I'm about. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I see what you're doing, but look at what you've done. Like that's me. So and it's a standard, right? We all have standards in relationships and what we will expect and what we don't. You can't just say, well, this person was better than my last person because of this. That shouldn't be enough. It has to be more. It has to be more than that. You have to have your standard. And does that person meet or exceed your standard? Or are they just better than the last person you was with? Come on. You're going to get out what you put in. Just like with everything else in life. In a relationship, you're going to get out what you put in. And don't be naive. We got a lot of naive people who look in the mirror and tell themselves, I am a good person, so I deserve a good person. That is not how that works. You could be the greatest person in the world, and you'll still end up with some riffraff. And you can be some riffraff and end up with a great person. It just happens that way. But either way, you have to do your homework. You have to. Because if you don't, you may be setting yourself up. And time moves forward. Doesn't go back. We don't get do-overs, right? We get older. And the older we get, the wiser we should be. We should make better choices as we get older. But if you're making the same foo-foo choices you was making in your 20s and you didn't date this in your 9th or 10th or 11th relationship, you might want to stop saying it's the people you deal with and look in the mirror and say, maybe it's you. But that's it for the relationship talk, man. I wasn't trying to be like a Debbie Downer or anything. It just was kind of intrigued me that my friend would ask me about why do I always bring up the past. And I only bring up the past when it's relevant to the conversation I'm having. You know, some people try to say things and I don't know if they forget or they think I don't remember. And I remind them like, well, yeah, but look, and then they get, offended or feel some kind of way. But that's just me, like, hey, bro, don't forget you did this. Don't forget you said that. And the same thing with me. Bring up my past. My past is very colorful, very, very colorful. But I don't shy away from it, right? I'm not going to tell somebody, hey, can you stop bringing up what I did or how I did it? Nah, if you want to know, I will tell you. And that way you have all of the tools available to you to decide whether you want to deal with me or not. But if I don't do that, if that happened because that person was bad or that didn't work out because that person was wrong or because they didn't, nah. You on your 11th relationship and you trying to tell me that you're stable, that you have consistency, and you on your 11th relationship? That's not how stability and consistency works. It's just not. You can disagree with me. You don't have to believe me. But somebody in 10, 11, and 12 relationships on their 8th and 9th lover trying to tell you, well, you number 10, so this is it. 10th time's the charm. I don't know, YouTube, man. But I know y'all heard of Temu. I thought it was a scam. Like, this ain't no sponsor. They not sponsoring nothing like that. They don't sponsor me, but I got some stuff from Temu, and I don't know if I should open it. It's kind of interesting. I did they gave me this little link. I clicked on the website. It was like select 10 things and we'll give 6 of them to you for free. And I was like, man, whatever. So I clicked on 10 things and they actually shipped me they actually shipped me some stuff. So I haven't opened it up yet, but I'm kind of interested in seeing how that works. So shout out to Temu. Y'all, I hope y'all not doing no freaking child labor like Shein, but whatever, man, it was free, so they sent it. But what I got coming down the pipe? Next week, I go to Albuquerque for a movie shoot. No, ain't no skit, ain't no season. It's an actual movie shoot. That's kind of interesting. I don't know what about this face or this body screams movie star, but Alessa Cardigan casting, they hit me up and they want me to have a role in their movie coming out. It's called Duster. I don't think I can really talk too much about it. I haven't got the intricacies, but the name of the movie is Duster. J.J. Abrams directed it, and I'll have a little role in that movie. So y'all might see your boy on the big screen, man. Who knows? I haven't done any music. It's not really writer's block, y'all. I just been really busy. Life happens, and when you have, the responsibilities that I have, you're always back and forth, So as much as I want to put out the maximum amount of content for you guys, when life happens, I have to address it, and I can't take shortcuts in my life obligations for my YouTube channel. I don't have that luxury. If my YouTube channel takes off to where it can be a sustainable form of income, then but right now, it's just me. All the production, all the editing, promotion is mainly just me. I'm dealing with some sponsors here and there, but for the most part, it's just me, y'all. I've been a loner most of my life, so everything I do, my road trips, my videos, all that stuff, I tend to do by myself. So, but I'm not gonna short y'all. We're gonna keep the good content for you guys. As always, man, I appreciate y'all. Whoever sits and watches this video through its entirety and get something from it, I thank you. And whoever looks at this video and says, oh, screw this guy, he's garbage, I hate him, hey, can't win them all, but engagement is important. And that's why I do it. Authenticity and consistency. That's what it is, man. That's what's gonna get this channel to grow, and that's what's gonna keep y'all engaged, keep y'all wanting more. Oh, Zeke Doom uploaded a new video. Let's see what it is, man. But that's what it's about. So that'll be it for this video, man. Sorry for my voice once again. I am a little hoarse, and I don't even know how I got hoarse. I was just driving, and I was singing this song on the radio. I'm gonna tell y'all what song, because y'all might crack jokes on me. And my voice started cracking, and ever since then, I just couldn't get my voice back. So, but that's not a big deal. It'll come back to me, and we'll go from there. So until the next YouTube video, be easy.